So this is going to be a quick training video on the client saved search functionality within LeadStreet. And what that is where the consumer, you can add them in as a client into LeadStreet. So you met a buyer, and you want to add them into the system, and it will send them reports based on a search criteria that you enter on new listings on the market, price changes, and photo updates. So I'm going to walk you through on how to add a client, and then I'm also going to walk you through how to set that client up on a saved search. So the first place you want to start is underneath the Clients button. Click on Contact List, and you're going to click on the Add Contact button here. So I'm going to click Add Contact, and this system only requires first name, last name, and email address. So I'm going to add You can add your address and city of this contact if you want to. All that information will be retained in the system. If this is a spouse, if they have a spouse, they have a secondary contact, please note that this does not mean when you set up a search that it's going to go to both of them. It's only going to go to the first email that's in this contact list, okay? You can add the second contact here just for reference only. If you want both people to receive this email, you're going to have to set it up for both of them, okay? So once I've added my first name, last name, and email address, I'm going to click on the Add Contact Info button, and that's basically my Save button. Now you'll notice that we have buttons up here at the top. So we've got Profile, Activity, Notes, Email History, so forth and so on. The activity will help you be able to understand what they're looking at, when they looked at it, what price range, things that you can pick up on based on patterns that you see. Now, we have to, if we manually enter a person into the system, we have to give them Home Finder access so that they have the ability to log in with their email address. So once you've clicked on Add Contact Info, and you've saved that contact in, when it refreshes the screen, come down to the My Property Finder Access section, put a check mark, and then click Save Changes. Now when you do that, you'll notice that a hyperlink showed up over here on the right-hand side. So what this does is it gives you the access into basically their account. You can click on this and log into the back end of the system and set up searches for them. So I'm going to click on the View My Property Finder link, and now I'm basically logged in as Brooke. Okay, Anita is my agent, and I'm logged in as Brooke. So they have the ability to do my saved searches, my favorite properties, and my messages that come in from you. What we want to do today is we want to create a search for them. So we're going to click on New Search, and it's going to open up the map, and you can you can do certain locations, you can do price points, you can do size, all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to go all properties, and I'm going to uncheck rentals, commercial, vacant. I don't want any condos. I want to show for sales, pendings. I don't want to do solds. I'm going to click close. I'm going to set my price point to 150,000, and it's refreshing as I go, if you'll notice that. So 250,000. Once I set my minimum, my maximum, I'm going to click close. Bedrooms. I want a minimum of 3 bedrooms. I want a minimum of 2 bathrooms. And you can go square footage or not. I always leave that open. Now, to get more specific, if they're looking at a certain zip code or school, we're going to click on More, and then we're going to go down to Advanced Search. So click on the Advanced Search link, and it's basically going to give you all of the options that are available in the Birmingham MLS. So we've got amenities. So once you click on amenities, you'll notice that, okay, well, my buyer wants bike trails, they want a clubhouse, so forth and so on. So I've checked those two. You can come over here and click calculate and see if there's anything that matches. So far we've got 132, but I have not done a city or a neighborhood or a school. So I'm going to base my search on, I'm actually going to remove that, and I'm going to base my search on a school system. And we're going to go with Helena. And there's Helena. So I've got Helena High School, and I'm going to click Calculate. So I've got 73 houses in that price point for my buyer, which is a great place to start. But if you wanted to go back over to the detailed criteria, and I want to look at amenities, and I want bike trail, I want a clubhouse, let's see what pulls back there. That takes us down to 12, so that's perfect. So I've got 12 listings there. I'm going to click Submit Search. And now it has all of my results here. So you can spot check that, make sure that those are correct. Again, I'm pulling for sale and pending, okay? You can change that by going over here and only showing the for sales. Okay, so I'm going to change that so they're only getting active listings. Now I've got 9. Then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click on Save Search. And I'm going to create, so we're going to do Helena High School as my search name. The next step to make this active is I'm going to put a check mark next to email me updates, and I would do multiple times a day. Once a day is pretty good. I mean, it all depends on what stage they are in the buying process, but if you know that they're pretty hot or you want to get them off the fence, I would do them multiple times a day. But if they don't want to be bothered, you can always come in here and change that back to help with if there's a lot of emails going through. So I'm going to click on Save This Search. And now, if I go up here, I'm logged in as the client, right? So if I go up here to account, now I have this search that I created. If I click on My Saved Searches up here at the top, it gives me the name of my search and it gives me the criteria that I entered. So the consumer, your buyer, has the ability to come in here and play with these search features as well. So if they want to turn off the notifications, they can. They also have control as to how often they get it. They can also create notes over here for themselves so that they can keep up with things that they like, maybe note MLS numbers that they like. So that's how you create a client-saved search. If you want to create a client-saved search based on a client that you already have in the system, it's the same process, except it's a little bit different. So let me go back over to, I always like to go to Lead and then Manage. And the reason I like to do this is because you might want to pick on somebody who's an active lead in your system. And this gives us the recent client web activity. Again, I went to Leads and then I went to Manage. I scroll down a little bit on the page and I'll see the people who've logged in most recent. And I'll give you the last activity. So we've got Bobby Schwab. I'm going to click on Bobby's name. Actually, just click on the name. And if you click on activity, this is the cool thing about people that have been your leads and they're in the system already. When you click on activity, you get to see everything that they've already looked at. So you already have insight into what listings they've been looking at, if they're the same listing, the list price point that they're in. So you have the ability to take a look and see what they've got going on inside their activity. It keeps up with a lot of the activity here. It also, down towards the bottom, if they have submitted a form for an appointment, all their forms are down here. So all you have to do is click on Open, and it'll give the MLS number and their information. So you can contact them, and then you can set up or schedule a showing. Now, if you've tried to contact them back, they're not responding to you, click on the View My Property Finder over here on the right-hand side, and that will take you into Bobby's account. Now, if you ever get confused, you've been doing this for a bunch of people, you can always click on the My Account function over here to make sure that you're logged in under the right person. And you'll always see your client's name right here in the middle, okay? So that will help you to see. You can also see all of their saved searches right up front, if they have any favorites that they have. And basically do the same thing I did for a manual person. Just click on New Search, and that will create the search features for you to set that up. Now, there's also the Remax Home Trends report. And what's neat about this is for sellers. So if you have a seller inside the system, I'm going to back out of this for just a second because I don't want to use it as a client. But if you go out to your website, you should have a link that says Home Trends on it. When you click on it, it'll give you a short little tutorial on how to set it up. And it basically will send to your sellers a monthly or weekly report based on what you set up so that they can see what's going on in their neighborhood. And one of the things that we've dealt with in the past is the fact that it doesn't pull certain areas. Well, you can use this section down here where you can define a search with a polygon now. So if I wanted to go here, 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 I've got my polygon. It's only going to show what's in that polygon. And then I'll click on View Market Stats. And it'll give everything in the zip code, okay? So keep that in mind. We're going to click on Schedule Email Updates. Put the name in, and it sets up. So a great little tool in addition to the client saved searches. And that's how you set up client saved searches.